Alright, so welcome back. Let's start off by first of all adding the text. The word that I'm going to write is JAMMY, J-A-M-M-Y. So I'm going to expand it, kind of center align it. And the first obvious thing is that I'm going to give it a different font. The font that I've chosen this time around is this one, Cancun, C-A-N-C-U-N. It's nice and rich and thick and would serve the purpose that I wanted to. So I'm going to just delete it and write it again just to make sure there are no odd spaces in between. Once that is done, let's place it nicely in the center. So the idea is that I'm going to apply gradients to it for the effect that I want to produce. For that, I'm going to use the standard gradients here. As you may see, I've clicked below here on the dock. And in the gradients, I'm going to choose tints and shades. So I've accessed the swatches library and these pre-made tints and shades are already there. All I have to do is to choose a color that I want to. It's not getting applied to the text, but we'll work on that. Let's first of all dock it here. Now let's select the text and highlight the appearance panel. So we are going to work here. Sometimes the appearance, or most of the time, the appearance panels is usually docked here and the sun is the symbol. But it's better to take it out and dock it here so that it's much easier to work with the text. You don't have to open the small window on the left again and again. So let's just set the text fill to none and let's add the fill here in the appearance panel. Now I'll select the pre-made gradients and I'm going to try and see which color I like most. Probably I want somewhere around the red and orange. Now I will go to the gradient tool here on the left and change the direction of the gradient. I think I'll go probably with the vertical one. Yes, this vertical one is doing just fine. The next thing obviously is going to be to start working and adding more fills, as I've already added one. Now I'll make it white in color, and since this one has been added below, so I'll push it above like this, and now I'm going to give it an offset path. The offset that I'm going to choose is going to be of a negative value since I want to shrink the white color and put it on the top. As you can see, the moment I put a minus value, it gets smaller and smaller inside the text. I tried changing the joints between all the three, and for a moment I thought round was fine. So I began playing again with the offset value and reducing it. I think somewhere around -25 or -35 is where I will put to it. But then I thought it would be better if I turn the joints to meter. As you can see, I'm putting the offset to somewhere around -25. But I changed it to meter because it seemed more uniform and systematic. So let's press OK. And now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select this white fill and reduce its opacity and bring it to 50%. Make sure that you are choosing, if you're trying this, you're choosing the opacity of the white fill. There is a general opacity at the bottom that applies to the whole effects. So don't touch that. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add a blur to it, and by default it's at 20 pixels. So I'm going to try to see what look nice. So I'll reduce a bit and then gradually increase. The value where I feel like I'm going to be okay is going to be around 40 pixels, 35, 38, 40, 42. So I think around 40 is what I like. Let's press OK. After setting the Gaussian blur, I wanted to work with opacity again. So I began trying different modes, the screen mode, the multiply mode. And as you see, when I press the multiply, it completely covers up the effect. So I kept working with things with screen normal and the multiply. But the moment I began changing the value of the opacity, I got stuck with something here. As you can see, the effect text is not visible, although it gets highlighted. But when I clicked on opacity and changed the mode to back to normal, it was visible again. So I thought it was an issue with my computer's capability. But then I again reduced the opacity and the same problem occurred again. I then waited thinking that It could be the fact that my processor is slow or the software does take times, but it wasn't that a heavy effect. So I thought, let's click on Gaussian blur, and it was again visible. So this is the kind of problem I faced, and I think a lot of students or users of Adobe Illustrator might face this. And if somebody knows the answer, I would like them to comment below here so that we can see what we can do. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the color, the gradient that I've applied. The idea behind this design is that I want to make it look like a candy, like a nice red rich candy that's crisp and brittle, like a toffee on the top, and it has this soft white core that's kind of translucent, visible inside the toffee, inside the candy. Based on that, that's the idea why I'm trying to develop this design. Once I changed the color, I wanted to make a few more tweaks with the opacity, but I wondered if I would encounter the same problem. The moment I began working with the opacity, this time around, I used my keyboard input to see if it makes any difference, and the moment I clicked off somewhere else, the same problem appeared again. So this time around, I kind of waited for a moment, but didn't work. I pressed on offset path, it didn't work, but I pressed on Gaussian blur, it worked. So this is something, if somebody has the answer, they can comment below in the comment section. I then began tweaking a bit more with the Gaussian blur to find that sweet spot where I personally felt that this is how the toffee or the candy should look. But I think the value was going somewhere around the 40-45 radius range. After that, I wanted to add one more effect, so I went in FX, in stylize, and in drop shadow. Once I was in the inner glow, I applied the value of 2 pixels blur on the screen mode with the white color. Obviously, since it's a glow, it would be probably of a brighter color. So this was the second thing that I tried. After that, I wasn't that happy with the color, so I went into the gradient editing and manually adjusted it to make it look more reddish in color, more richer in color, so that it would give me that nice dark red color that I wanted to have to really look like a candy. As you would see on the screen, it's changing its color now, and this was kind of more to my liking. Once having changed the color, the next thing what I did was I added a new fill. Now as the moment I pressed the fill, as you may notice, the fill got added in the middle because the lower fill has inner glow and opacity applied to it, and the one in the middle has no effect. So this is the one that is new. I pushed it down, and now I went to FX and then distort and transform, and then into the transform. In the transform, on the horizontal I gave 1 pixel value, and on the vertical move I gave 2 pixel values. First I filled around I think 10 copies, and then I added few more to give it a more 3D effect, as you can see. Then I pressed OK. So the one thing that is immediately visible is that the inner glow that I gave it to the layer, to the color on the top, has produced this whitish outline. So I'll work on this and make changes to it later on. But at this point, when I was trying to develop this, I kind of thought that I've been able to achieve what I wanted to. So I began adding the background, and I wanted to set a kind of a nice contrast to it so that the color of the red would nicely juice out. As you can see, I'm applying gradient and trying to change the values. I'll just quickly go through it without cutting it out, but speed it up so that you can see all the things that I tried. I eventually ended up with a nice yellowish green background. So at this point, I almost felt that I'm done. So I was trying to put it to the full screen, but the moment I turned it to fit to screen to full screen, I felt that I haven't quite achieved what I wanted to. I'll show you what I mean by that. So I selected the pen tool, and as you can see here, this white area, it's not inside, it looks as if it is right on the top, and the corners are also whitish. So I wanted to work on that. So the first thing I did was that I selected and went to the layer in the middle here which has this inner glow. I held it, dragged it, and deleted. So the next thing what I did is I held this red colored gradient and pressed and hold Alt and dragged it upwards, with which I created a copy of it. And as you can see, the moment I did it, it looks nice and red. So I'm going to reduce its opacity so the white color is visible below. Apply the multiply effect to see how it goes. Now I'm going to reduce the opacity. I'm eventually going to somewhere settle around, I think 50% after trying different modes. But the reason why I'm doing this again is because I wanted the text have to a 3D feel where the red colored should appear on the top and the white coffee should look kind of kept deep inside rather than as if it was pasted on the surface. So that is what I'm trying to achieve here. So I will eventually somewhere set around here. And the final thing that I noticed was that the white colored candy that's on the inside is kind of towards the left. So I'm gonna go to the white colored fill layer and I'm going to use the transform effect to move it to the middle towards the right and little below so that it correctly looks it's in the middle. So this is what I want. I want it to come down and not just stay on the left middle. So let's go to the white layer here, and once I select this white layer, I'll go to FX and transform, and once the window pops up, I'm going to try different values. You would be able to see the white core move to the right and then towards the left to the point where to my satisfaction it begins to look it's really in the middle and visible from not just top but from different angles. So I'll keep on moving, giving it different values. It moves, goes down, it moves to the right and then goes down. And at this point, as you may see, now the white core is beginning to get visible. I'll zoom in a bit. The white core is now beginning to get visible on the lower layer as well, where it cuts to 3D, as you can see. So as you can see, the moment I zoom it in, now the white core is also visible from different angles. So with this, I kind of got satisfied with what I wanted to make. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you might have been able to see how I was thinking, how I was making this effect. If you like this video, please subscribe for more such detailed text effects and other Adobe effects that I'm trying to showcase here. Thank you so much for your time. Have a good day.